and then we can start. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning for everyone, all of our faculties, counselors, and all the students and parents who are interested in our camp. Welcome to the 2023 Art of Sciences Summer Camp Information Session. So for today meeting, we will have the agenda like this. We'll have a general introduction of our camp, and then our faculties and counselors are going to introduce themselves and the curriculum, and we'll talk about how should you prepare before the camp and what the recreation activity will happen at the camp, and also information about travel and all the dorm information. So we may take longer than 1 hour, and everything will be recorded and posted afterward. So the Art of Sciences camp started 5 years ago when Richard, Tracy, and I decided to start Rochester Math Club. Our goal is to stimulate students with their potentials. We want them to fall in love with things like math, physics, biology, computer science, and any other subject. Anything they're interested in, they will have the passion to learn and to improve. So from 2019, we already have multiple summer camp and winter camps, and there's a common theme of our camps. We always have a multidisciplinary curriculum. We don't want students just focusing on one area. We want them to have the opportunity to expose to many subjects. So for this year, the summer camp will be from July 9th to July 22nd at St. Olaf College, Northfield, Minnesota. And you can see we have a very wonderful curriculum this year. We have many classes we planned. We hope the student can really learn a lot of fun things. And you can register on our website, rmcacademy.org. And then I'm showing some of the statistics here from the students enrolled in our summer camp and the winter camp previously. Majority of them are the 8th grade and 9th grade, but we do have younger students and more senior students. And for this year, we opened the registration for a week, and now we already have 13 students registered, and our goal is to reach 90 students for this year. And this graph shows the location the student come from. You can see we have students basically come almost every state of United States, and we also have students come from Canada. And this year, we think we will have students come from China as well. So when you register on our website, make sure you both fill the registration form and also make your payment online to secure your spot. So now I will, for the sake of the time, I'm going to let all of our faculty and counselors to introduce themselves and their class. And for counselors, they will introduce themselves the first time when they appears on the screen. So first, I will let Pasha introduce himself. Pasha, you can go ahead.
Hi everybody. So my name is Dr. Pilявsky. I'm a professor at University of Minnesota, and I participated in many math Olympiads when I was in school. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And I think I've been with this camp ever since it started, and I think it's wonderful. In fact, here's my child over here. I look forward to the time when she can go to this camp. And so I teach math. This summer I will be teaching number theory, which is one of the 3 major areas in mathematics: number theory, combinatorics, and geometry, at least in Olympiad mathematics. And this is probably the area where it's most important to have solid foundations. Right? Like my feeling is that in geometry and combinatorics, if you're just very clever, you can wiggle your way out of complicated problem. But in number theory, you really need to know the foundations, which great mathematicians 100 years ago were coming up with. So that's what we sort of will concentrate in this class. we'll talk about the very basics of number theory, like prime numbers, factorizations, some simple Diophantine equations here, right, congruences. And we will start with very, very basic problems and facts about those things, but then at the beginning of each class, and then we will build up to much more complicated. So basically, students will be able to choose the level of challenge for themselves, and it worked very well in the past. And also, we do things like teamwork. We often have hold classes outside. Math can be a little bit dry subject, so we try to make it as fun as possible. We make students into, break them into teams, make them compete with each other. So anyway, it has been, I think students very much liked this in the past, and I suspect they will like it again, as they do this whole class. I mean, it just keeps getting better and better every time I look at the curriculum of what Dr. Gur has. Anyway, that's it. So I'll be teaching numbers here. I'm very excited. Again, it will be good for any level. It will be split into 2 levels, but really, either your student, your child just starts at a very basic, needs very basics, or is pretty advanced already. Either way, I will find the right level, and it will hopefully go really well. Yeah. Thank you, and nice to meet you. Looking forward to working with you.
Great. Professor Lai, you can go ahead.
Are you hiding?
Hi, my name is Sri Lai. So I'm an associate professor at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. So this is my first time, teaching in this summer camp. I'm very interested. Actually, Pasha have introduced this to me like 1 or 2 years ago. But this is the first time I can, participate. Can be a teacher in this camp. I'm so very excited. So I will be teach about combinatorics, a little bit like opposite, number theory that Pasha said. Combinatorics doesn't require much foundation. So of course we can go everything from scratch. But we have some kind of some lectures, but I will also focus more on kind of interaction, some group work, and we're gonna learn from problems. We learn all the basic and advanced topic in combinatorics, depend on the level. So I can cover basic counting, inclusive exclusion, principle, graph theory, invariance, algorithm, and many topics in combinatorics. And I want students learn from doing the problems themselves, and they should not worry that if at the beginning they cannot solve the problem. So I want them to discuss in group, show others their solution in this case, and show their approach, so they can learn from others. So I want to have very fun class. So in my point of view, if we can choose a very hard problem, is easy. It's easy to get a very hard problem, but I will try to very appropriate problem and fit the level of student, and it's kind of fun problem for student to work. So I'm very excited to teach to teach everyone about combinatorics, to talk more about this. And combinatorics is also my current research. So I'm very excited for this summer camp.
Thank you very much, Professor Lai. So now our counselors are both function as RAs to lead the counselor groups, and also they are function as TAs for various class. So the counselors, you can introduce yourself. Aurora, you can start.
Okay, hi, I'm Aurora, and I'm a senior at Mountain View High School this year. I was a counselor for the camp last year, and also the year before that for the online camp. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to returning this year. So I really enjoy doing math, and yeah, I do competitions like AMC and Amy and other math competitions. and I also coach a math cons team this year. I'm also an econ counselor for the camp, and I'm also on my school's econ team and do economics competitions. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to meeting everyone at the camp this year.
Hello, my name is Golden. I'm a junior currently at Century High School in Rochester. Like all of us here, I've been doing math competitions for a while, so getting into that kind of stuff. Yeah, and we all love math, so like that's part of the reason why we're here to spread the joy to all of you. And I'm also one of the business counselors too.
Okay, I'm Catherine. I'm a senior at Century High School. Like everybody else, I do a lot of math competitions like AMC, Amy, Minnesota Math League, HMMT, and ARMO. And then I'm also an econ TA this year. I was a counselor last year, and I hope you all have a good time at this camp.
Oh, so Michelle will not join us tonight. She is also our math TA for the camp, and she has been doing many math competitions as well. Kevin.
Hello, my name is Kevin. I am a freshman at the University of Minnesota. I'm currently studying computer science and statistics. And like everybody else here, I've done like math competitions probably ever since I was in like elementary school. I remember doing like the Central Math League and elementary school, and slowly progressed to like math counts, AMC, Amy, USJM, all that kind of fun stuff. And I was a counselor here last year as well. And I hope you guys all have a great time at the camp.
Great. Leo cannot join us tonight as well. Leo also has been camp counselor for multiple years, and he's also really loved doing math, and he did many math competition as well. Matthew, you can go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Matthew. I'm a senior at Wayzata High School. I liked math since I was born. I liked taking like math contests and USUMO in high school. This is my first year as a counselor / TA. So I look forward to it and hope you do too.
Great. Dr. Joe, you can go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Joe, and I have been with the camp since the beginning. Like how many years? 7 years. Since I think 2019. Yeah, not 5. Yeah, this will be the 5th year. So I have been teaching physics at lecture time since 2015, and it's starting from a local school here, and then moved online since the COVID. I graduated from USTC, so I got my PhD here in the US and study theoretical computational physics. And yeah, I have been teaching AP Physics and the computation of equals MA for many years. And a lot of my students got into the USFO and got some medals. So, and I like running. So if you are in the camp, if you want to do long distance running, you can go with me. Next page, please. So this will be a 5-day, 3-hour per day class. I'm basically going to cover all the topics in honor physics since the time is pretty limited. So it will be mostly introduction and trying to get you interested in physics in all the topics. So we're mainly basically will have some introduction and show you some interesting stuff. Most probably we'll have designed a little better experiments so you can actually get involved. Last year is a try but this year the experiment will definitely be better. Okay, so we'll cover starting from mechanics. So I'll spend 2 or 3 days in mechanics. This is basically mostly AP Physics 1 stuff, and here we'll actually do some calculation and do some problems. Then for the other 3, heat, EM, and light, will mainly be introductions and show you some fancy stuff. All right, next page. So here, in the class, I'll show you videos, something like this. This is a big vacuum chamber. You can see actually in the vacuum chamber, the feathers and the bowling ball is actually falling at the same speed and the same acceleration. So this is a huge chamber. Is not actually easily achievable by our normal labs. Okay, next. So here will be some small experiments we are going to show in the class. So this is, you can see a turning wheel. They're actually not falling to the ground, but making a turns when this is because of angular momentum stuff. Okay, hope to see you in the summer, and let's have a wonderful week together. Thank you.
Great. Ethan, you can go ahead.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Ethan. I was a counselor last year, and this year I will be the physics counselor as well as the biology counselor. So for physics, I've had my fair share of high school physics classes in the AP field, as well as also taking the F=ma exam. Overall, last year we had a blast at camp, and it was just really fun and a really good opportunity. So I hope I can meet all of you at camp this year.
Hi everyone, I'm Olivia. I'm a high school senior from Seattle, Washington, and I'll be a counselor for this physics course and the biology course in week 2. I'm super excited. This is my first year, and I'm planning on majoring in bioengineering, so I really love physics and biology, and I'm excited to meet everyone.
Great.
Hello, I'm Hao. Oh. I'll be one of the biology instructors this year, and like many of the other instructors and counselors, I've also been with this camp for quite a few years. My first year, I actually was a counselor as well, so I can kind of give some perspective from both sides. And I think the one thing that I can say for sure is that from what I've seen, all the students really, really enjoy the camp, and maybe some of them complain at the very beginning because there are classes to take in the summer when they should be on summer vacation. But by the end, it's usually a lot of crying and tears about having to leave. So there's that for consideration. And so I'll be co-leading the course with Dr. Ye. Could you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, and Dr. Ye is a professor of the life sciences at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. He's also a professor at the Medical School. And so he has a lot of experience, and I'm super excited to work with him. Next slide. And so I'm not going to kind of read this entire page, but to summarize it, our course, our biology course, is an honor biology level course. So what this means is our curriculum is designed for students who have had either no exposure to biology or very little background in biology. And so it is completely okay, even for those younger junior high kids who have not taken a class before. And so we're hoping that this class will be kind of an introduction to the subject, and also hopefully spark some interest in biology in these students. And so this class is going to occur in week 2, and it has 6 lectures total. The first 3 lectures will be covered by me, and we'll go over some of the basic concepts of biology and kind of introduce these kind of fundamentals that will allow the students to comprehend the more advanced topics that will be discussed by Dr. Ye in the last 3 lectures. Next page. And so a little bit about the camp and the structure of our class is that as you saw in the schedule, these classes will be 3 hours each. And so we try to make this very interesting. So rather than just piling a bunch of information onto the students, which that I will admit that is also a part of biology, we're also going to try to incorporate some really fun experiments. Some of these will be relatively simple experiments that kids can go home and repeat if they would like, and others will be more advanced. So I know in particular, we have a gel electrophoresis kit that is a safer version of what is used in actual labs. So that's something that I think students don't often have the opportunity to be exposed to in just regular classes or online classes, for example. And so that is something that I'm really excited about. And we also try to incorporate things that are fun and hands-on into our classes. So we do a lot of Kahoots, which I have found really motivates the students to take notes and try to retain what they learn in class. So yeah, I'm hoping that the students will come to this camp and will choose our biology class.
Great. Andrew, you can go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew. I'm a freshman studying physics at the University of Minnesota. I think I was a counselor last year's summer camp, and I was also a former student at the camp in 2019. I've done a lot of science sort of competitions like Science Bowl, Science Olympiad, those sorts of things, Epicals MA, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all.
Great. And Ethan, Matthew, and Olivia already introduced themselves earlier for their previous TA class. Timothy, you can go ahead.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Timothy. Similar to how I started as a counselor and kind of moved on to a teacher role. So I've been teaching at camp a number of years now. I'm not going to read the whole rest of this, but I'm an undergraduate currently at University of Alabama studying math and chemistry. You can go to the next slide. So I'm going to be leading the Intro to Python class, same class as last year. The structure will be really similar. And so there's a number of reasons why I think this is a very valuable class. And the first is that, as most of you are probably aware, programming is a very powerful tool that's used in basically any discipline. It's very hard to find an area or job where you're not going to use it, either at education level in a lot of classes and a lot of research you're going to be using Python often, or R or another coding language, or a lot of jobs are going to be benefited by the use of computational tools. And so the goal of this course is to provide that introduction, to learn the fundamentals, and also to spark that interest in this, to begin to see how powerful these tools are, and begin to foster love for the way you can use technology to aid other disciplines as well. And so we'll go over kind of the basic skill set, and kind of as such, this is meant for people who have not had almost any coding experience before. Often we have students who've like done a little bit in Scratch, or had a kind of brief introduction before. That would still probably be a good level. But if you're able to do a lot of introductory programs and feel pretty comfortable with it, there's probably better coding classes at this camp for you. If you have any questions about that, definitely reach out to Yi or me, and I'd be happy to help you figure out if this class is a good level. Next slide. This is just a fun one. I like to, in each of my lectures, have an XKCD comic. If you don't know what XKCD is, they're amazing. So I'll give everyone a moment to read that. I will start each of my lectures with that. They're great, and there's so many coding related ones. Okay, next slide. So I kind of want to talk about the aims of this course, and there's kind of 2 broad goals. that I think are associated with programming. The first is adding the raw tools to your toolbox. So learning the syntax, learning the kind of fundamental building blocks of code. What, if you think of coding as a language, these are like learning the vocabulary, learning the actual words involved. But then the second part, and the part I think a lot of other coding classes often miss, is learning how to actually use these tools. Learning how to combine them. So you can look at a bigger picture problem and figure out, how do I break this down into little steps that use the simple tools I already know? And so this class will really work on both sides of that. We'll start with kind of the first fundamentals, and then we'll build into how can we use all these various tools and building blocks together to solve more complex problems. That's also why this is a 2-week class. Come the first week, we will focus on learning those basic tools. And then second week, we'll begin to zoom out a little bit and work on applying them to real world scenarios. Next slide. Perfect. One of the big ways we'll be doing this, and a lot of my philosophy with teaching, is project-based learning. And there's a number of reasons for this. First is it's just more fun. It's a lot easier to learn about a topic if it's being applied to some concept you're kind of interested in. And the other is that you tend to engage with the material a lot more if you do it this way. It's much harder to retain, what loops are, for example, if you don't understand why you need to learn loops in coding. And so by presenting each new concept in the context of some problem we can apply it to, it really helps, I think, students retain and understand the why behind each tool, which helps it all flow together and make sense in their minds a lot more. And kind of builds into that last point of it, really teaches you how to apply to the real world. And so kind of the way the structure of this overall class will go is, like I said, the first week we'll be learning these kind of building blocks and kind of these mini projects. And then the last week, I did this last year and I was very happy with the results. The students are going to kind of design their own project. So each student will pick something that they would love to be able to program, some real world thing that they are passionate about. And then me and the TAs will help support them and help teach them what they need to be able to finish that project. And again, that personal connection, I think, helps students really engage, because most of them get really excited about coding, whatever project they're interested in. And so often I think you get to a lot more advanced concepts by doing it that way, and it helps in that kind of project creation. So that's the course. If you have any questions about it, let me know, and I hope to see you there.
Great. Leah, you can go ahead.
Hi, my name's Leah. I'm a student right now in Virginia at TJ, which some of you guys might know by TJ HSST. And I've got a lot of experience with Python. So I use Python a lot in my AI class that I took. It was very interesting to see what Python could do, to making AIs, all that stuff, really fun. And CS as a whole has helped me grow a lot as a student and explore a lot of potential career paths. So that was really great. And yeah, I also know Java and JavaScript, HTML, CSS, all that stuff. So if you have any questions, just always feel free to ask me. Yeah. Oh, and also I've also had experience with this camp for almost every single year it's been running. I think the first 2 years I was here as a student, and ever since then I've been a counselor. So if you have any past camp memories you want to reminisce on, I'm here for it. Yeah, that's it.
Hello everyone, I'm Michael. I am the other TA for this class this coming summer. I'm currently a freshman studying computer science at the University of Minnesota. So I have a lot of that kind of background in terms of coding and Python. I was also a TA for this class last year and I really enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Great. Daniel, you can go ahead.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Daniel. I'm a sophomore at MIT, and I'll be co-teaching the machine learning and AI course. It's a new course. I've taught at this camp one time before, although it was for a different course. Some background, I guess. I've taught in high school. I've taught Java. I've taught a bunch of USACO introductory level at Art of Sciences as well. And yeah, I guess next, yeah, that's me. Next.
Hello, my name is Iwei. I'm currently a PhD student at University of Michigan, and I previously did my undergrad and master's at Carnegie Mellon University in computer science and machine learning. So my current research focuses on multimodal machine learning and artificial intelligence. So essentially, multimodal machine learning is like basically machine learning that deals with multiple types of data, such as image, text, tables, and we have to figure out how to merge them together and all that. I have several years of experience in machine learning research, including several peer-reviewed publications and including some top conferences. And I've also reviewed for a few of those conferences. And I also do have some teaching experience. I've been a TA for a second-year algorithms course for 4 semesters at CMU before. And and this summer I'll be teaching the machine learning and AI course at the camp. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, yeah, as said, Yue and I will be co-teaching. This class has 6 lectures. This is going to be morning and afternoon. So the morning will be more of like concepts, and the afternoon will be lab, like getting hands-on experience. So overall, this class is about getting experience with like machine learning and artificial intelligence, getting students to maybe get into it and decide like maybe machine learning and artificial intelligence is fun. We'll interact with a bunch of the world's best machine learning models, such as like ChatGPT and DALL-E 2. We will, in the lab sessions, we will have students also try to program their own like simpler machine learning models for problems. And yeah, this class is meant to be a fun introduction to machine learning. Next slide, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, this course aims to provide a basic introduction. There's no college level concepts, but you will need some level of like Python knowledge, like loops, if, and yeah, like pretty comfortable with those basics Python stuff. So in this course, you'll learn using PyTorch to generate your own machine learning models. You'll experience, again, some of the best machine learning models, state of the art. And in the last 2 days, students will also work on a project where they'll design a machine learning model that will deal with number classification here, and awards will be given. Yeah. Next slide.
Okay, so here's going to be the tentative schedule we planned for this course. So it's going to have 6 days with sessions in both mornings and afternoons. So we've designed this course such that it would be very fun and hands-on for students. So in the morning, we're going to have lectures in like a classroom, but in the afternoon, we will have sessions in a computer lab where we'll teach students to actually learn to build their own machine learning models using PyTorch, and at the end they will have to we will have a project where we'll have a challenge for them, and each student or maybe each team of students will need to build their own model from what they learned in the past few days and maybe we'll have a leaderboard or competition to see whose models will perform the best. And in the mornings, we will cover the basic concepts and some mathematics behind AI and machine learning models. Now note that like a lot of these topics we will just go over at a very high level. So it's just to introduce the students to the concepts of them. We will not go over too much detail. Because some of them, if we go into detail, some of them will require college level math, which we don't want to go into. And yeah, and by the end of this week's course, the students will have a general high level concept of like basically how on a very high level a machine learning model works, and also they will have experienced hands-on experience in building their own machine learning models. And we will also have sessions where they get to play with the state-of-the-art models. So like the current best models in the world, like DALL-E 2 and ChatGPT. And yeah, it will be a fun and rewarding experience for them.
Hi everyone, I am Qing Lu, and I my husband and I are Daniel's parents, and my husband, Mr. Lee, has double master degree in computer science and mathematics from the Ohio State University, and he currently works as database administrator. And I had my PhD in 1998 from the Ohio State University and has taught mathematics for 24 years at Lafayette College. And I am also a CFA charter holder. I do research in financial mathematics and has published a college textbook, Introduction to Financial Mathematics with Computer Application. I have been TA for Daniel's Java class and the user code class for the past 6 years. And so both my husband and I will be Yi-Wei and Daniel's TA. So in case the enrollment is larger, we will get more TA. We will carry more TA here. Depend on we want student teacher ratio to be lower. Yeah.
Great. Dr. Meng, you can go ahead. Dr. Meng?
I'm here, but you need to probably exit the presentation mode and refresh. Yeah, you can still share. Well, hi everyone. I'm Dr. Jingwei Meng, and I've been with yep, that's the correct one. Thank you. All right. So well, as I said, I'm Jingwei Meng, and I've been with AOS for a while, actually since I think since 2019 or 2020 actually. And well, over the past several years, we are trying to gradually introduce the business concepts through the marketing to the operations, and also talk about finance last summer. And through this process, we hope to provide everyone an opportunity to create some kind of business sense. Okay, and in particular this summer, and the business class will be focused on global supply chain. And this is not really just talking about the break of the global supply chain, drive up the price and inflation, but rather talking about how a global supply chain concept will change your business operations. So this is a part of the class 0001 in the full MBA for Youth program. And in particular, in this class, we'll focus on some basic concept of business operations, and we need to understand the global supply chain. And in particular, the student will be asked to create their own company. And by creating their own company, they will set up some successful business, right? And then they will be challenged to move their business to another country of their choice. They can pick any country. And in this class, we will provide the detailed information of that country regarding the business operation environment. And the student is able to use the tools and concept learned through the class and use that to migrate their successful business to another location. And this is how you're trying to incorporate all the business into the global supply chain. Okay, and of course, that's just the hard skill part. And the soft skill part, the student need to present, they need to negotiate, they need to learn listening, writing, and how to manage their time, and hopefully they have a lot of experience there. Next slide, please. And this is actually an overview of the classes we actually taught in the OLS through the summer camps and winter camps. So starting with 2020, we have the summer and winter camps talking about marketing strategy, and every summer we actually talking about different subject. We move from marketing to strategy to finance, and this year we'll be focusing on operations. And the winter camps is really focusing on different special topics. Next slide, please. And to give you an overall picture of the whole business education system, the operation is actually right under the B001 in the middle, business concepts, and the one we are going to cover is O001, global supply chain. And it's actually a leading cause before the overall operation strategy O003. And we already covered marketing, and we talk about strategy. And last summer we talked about a little bit of finance, and then this year we'll cover operations. So with 2020, 2021, 22, 23, this will be 4-year cycle. We are going to shuffle through. And so I expect next year will be marketing again. So your students will have the chance to learn all the basic concepts of 4 major tracks of business operations. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Meng. I guess Felix, you can go ahead since all the other counselors already introduced themselves.
Right. Hi everyone. My name is Felix Liu. I am going to be a senior next year. Wow, time flies. I was a counselor at the camp last year. In my opinion, I think I was relatively well liked. That's just my opinion, just a little subtle feeling I have. I did TA for this course last year, sorry. And yeah, it was fun, and I'll try to make it fun again for everyone who takes it again this year.
Professor Ni, you can go ahead.
Okay, hi. My name is Jinglai Ni. I'm a faculty at the University of Washington, and before coming here, I was at the University of Nebraska at Omaha for 15 years. So my major research is in applied micro. So this summer, I'm very happy to be the first time to join this camp. We can go next slide so I can introducing more of the contents. So economics has basically 2 parts, like the micro and principal micro and then principal macro. So what I'm gonna introduce in a week is pretty much very fundamental concepts. So what I want to show here is very basic 2 things. First, how people making decisions. So we were starting very basic concepts of what economics is looking at, and how people, what people face, and how people making decisions, and how people respond when situation changes. So that's pretty much first very fundamental parts. And then we will move on to how people interact. So once you know how do you make decisions, and then you're gonna to interact with other people. So trade is a common way that you interact with other people. So we were looking at a parable of trade, why trade, right? So trade happens in the market. So we were certainly gonna to looking at how people interact in the market and how the market price come up. So for this high school level, I'm gonna rely more on the simulations. So depending on the size of the class, we might need some robots join in. We kind of simulate a market to understand how market works. So basically supply demand, right? And then from there, right, in reality, the market always has been interactive with the government policy. So I will, after that, I will introducing how the government come in, how the government policy will impact on the market. So hopefully, again, we can do some simulations with government policy, price control, for example, or taxes, and how that impact on the market. And the market fails sometimes. So that's what we're looking at, externality. So what is an externality, and what do we do if the market fails? So we will introducing those situations. Oh, don't know why the lights, sorry, lights off. And so I think that's pretty much the contents. Again, when for the market fails, we were also looking at a simulation to see how people the self-interest when the market fails will lead to some tragedies of the commons, for example. Time allows, we were looking at more producer theory, briefly introducing firms in the different markets, like how do they pricing, how do they make a production decision. So that will probably be very briefly big picture. Okay, so that's pretty much the topics that we will pretty cover in a, I would say, introductive level. Hopefully this will encourage more people like economics, and I'm hoping toward the end of the camp we can talk about possibly more other competitions in economics as well. So to me, it's my first time, and I'm happy to explore with you. But really exciting thing is I feel I'm kind of doing with other colleagues and students has a lot of math background. So I'm very excited because math is the rigorous logic thinking, and economics is all about the logic thinking. So I'm very excited to be with you guys this summer.
Thank you. I guess both Aurora and Catherine introduced themselves. They'll be TA for this class as well as Leo. Jonathan, you can go ahead.
Okay, hi, I'm Jonathan West. As you can see here, I have learned a few things. So for example, very old languages, religion, and how to tell people what to think, and how to think to control their minds. All right, next. A little bit about myself. I was an editor. Whoops, looks like I had to make some corrections there. I was an editor for many years. Now I'm a full-time tutor. Been doing tutoring here in Minnesota for about since 2012. And so I do mostly reading and writing. I live in, as I said, I live in Minnesota. Sometimes it's above 0 degrees, mostly in the summer. I have a dog that rules my life. Don't let the fluffiness fool you. She's actually a terror. When I'm not being terrorized by her, I'm listening to Gregorian chants, playing puzzle games, sometimes drawing. Next. So the previous years, I did writing classes. We did several different kinds of writing. I thought I'd change things up and do reading this year and do what I think is one of the most challenging kinds of reading, and that is stories. Now, it's easy to read a story and be entertained by it. Far more difficult to understand it at a deeper level. And so, since a lot of your, especially high school English classes will be focused on literature analysis and writing essays for that, I think it's very useful to practice this. So we will be looking at the basic elements of stories like character setting, plot, and other things. We'll be looking at how literary devices work and take those elements and devices and look at how themes are developed by the author. And then we will spend some time, we're not going to be writing full essays, but we will spend some time talking about how do you explain your analysis, how do you structure your analysis when you are writing papers. So we'll be working with some short stories and covering all these different elements. And I look forward to having students in my class. It's always a lot of fun for me.
Great, thank you, Jonathan. Both Andrew and Felix introduced themselves. They will also be the TA for the reading class. Tara, you can go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, my name is Tara. It's my first time to teach in the Art of Science camps. So the sound design class is part of film production, but also we use a lot in game design. And this class, we will focus on how to make sound for storytelling. And I'm also enjoying teaching yoga and meditation. I will be teaching sound design in the afternoon. Next page, please. The class will have this. We will have 5 classes, and each of them will be 4 hours. And so we do need some equipment like the headphones, and also we need the software like Pro Tools. So this summer we'll use the 40 days free trials for Pro Tools. So each student will have their own account. After 14 days, you can buy the Pro Tools or whatever. So and also we need to use cell phones to record sound, and we will discover the power of sound in storytelling. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Joey, you can go ahead.
Hello, I'm Joey. I'm a junior currently from San Francisco, and this is going to be my first time as a counselor. And I think this camp is really exciting, and I'm looking forward to being there.
Great, thank you. Zoe cannot be here. Zoe has been, Zoe is a freshman at Duke University, and she has been our math club coaches for many years, and she will be the TA for this class as well. Dr. Zhang, you can go ahead.
Hey, my name is Ben. Actually, I was a photographer for this camp for the first year, and the last year I started to teach, try to teach a student and adult for basic photographer. Actually, this class is designed for both adult and the student. This is a great idea from Dr. Guo, and we're thinking about this probably can help the parents spending some fun time when they come with their kids, and so also some kids when they have interesting about the photographer, we can learn together. It's different with the other as the teachers. I'm not like doing this for life, so I'm not like I'm not like a professional photographer for my career, and currently I'm doing the research. But this class we're talking about is my lifelong the habits. So a lot of the first question is a lot of people asking about, oh, the gears is super expensive. So in here, let me show several pictures I take is with very cheap camera, probably like 5 to 8 years old, and they're under $300 camera. Could you go next slides? Now also the photos can help us to recall the best memories. This photos is the first day in the 2007 our family trip to the Yellowstone. This camera is very, very old. It's only the 4 megapixel, but still take good images. It's bring me back to that day, sunshine, and the beautiful views. Next, please. And I think this is also another great morning when I travel with my son for the Boy Scout campsite. We hiking 1 hour to Rocky Mountain National Park to see this view. This actually is a phone. It's an iPhone. You just parallel scan it. Next, please. This is a little bit I don't want to say it's advanced lenses, but it's a very prime lens. It's a 15mm 1.8. This is a beautiful sunset in the sunflowers. But again, this is a very shallow of the depth of the field, actually easily created by the cheap gears if you know some basic skills. Next, please. And also, this is a classic Minnesota view during the winter. Sometimes after the humidity days and temperature drop, if you want to go outside in the morning, probably you can see this one. If I am correct, this is taken by the iPhone as well. Next slide. And also some basic touch of the photographer, the photo, the processing can make a very regular photos turn something different. So this is after we turn black and white and we do a little bit adjust this kind of like a good feeling old style black white photo. Next, please. And also like this one is recently one of the orchids actually opening my is blooming in my house. I try several different styles. I feel this is still the one of them I really like. So there's several examples in here just to show you very cheap gears can still do the good photographer product. So next, please. So don't worry about the gears. We'll talk later. So here's several key things. I will not go through the whole thing for this slides, but in here there's two things we were more emphasis in this class is the principles of portrait photographer. So a lot of people worry about this one, how to pose, how to take the photo, how to use a light, how to make the, it look like a little bit linear. And this is all we will talk in the class. And the editing skills, I think a lot of people right now, they're really interested about, we will try to use a phone and the laptops, just do some simple basic processing to make your photos more tractable. Next, please. Here's we talking about a little bit detail about our gears. I strongly recommend if you have any camera, bring it with you. Last year we tried to use a cell phone. Cell phone it works if you don't have the camera, but the problem is also smartphones can easily distract the people when they take the class. And when you have the message, because you have the phone with you, then you're gonna take a look about anything happening on your phone. So if you have the camera, standard lenses, please bring it with you. Doesn't matter how old it is. I showed you the photo before, even 10 years camera, 15 years camera, it works. But you're gonna make sure you can export your photo after you take the photo. I think softwares we can figure out after we arrive here. We can similar with the other class mentioned. We can try the free trial edition for like 1 or 2 weeks. I think should be fine. Next slide, please. This is the last slide of us. For last year, photographer class, we do a lot of fun activities. We have experiments which you go outside of the class. We try to set up some subjects every day. You can take the photo for the buildings, reflections. Also, you can take any subject you want, and we come back. We will analyze the photo together. We can show the photo to different students. And this year, I think it's a good idea for our to set up the good like a group project and the presentations for the people who took the who took the photos. I think this will be a lot of fun. So by the way, Dr. Guo just helped me to move the class to the first week. So if we do that way, the whole 2 weeks, we can use that for taking the photos. We can continue discuss the photographer skills after the first week. So if any parents and students are interested, please join me. And I'm so excited to see you this summer. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Hans, I think you haven't introduced yourself yet, right? You can go ahead.
All right. Hi, I'm Hans. I'm a freshman studying applied math, econ, and international and public affairs at Brown University. This is going to be my second year as a counselor, and I'm very excited to be TAing both photography and baking. I obviously, like Dr. Zhang said, enjoy taking a lot of photos on my phone, but I was really, really impressed by the quality of the photos that the campus took last year. I know from personal experience that Dr. Zhang is very, very good at what he does. So I'm very, very excited to be TAing his class and see what the campus create.
Great. Okay, Misha, are you there? You can go ahead.
嗨，大家好，我是米莎。很高兴今年可以给我们的夏令营开一个星期的烘焙课。这个是我做家庭烘焙的第10个年头。就是希望在这1个星期，每天下午4个小时的时间里，我可以教大家，用最简单的方法，最少的，工具来做，最适合我们亚洲口味的甜品。故意麻烦下一个 page， 谢谢。对，然后在这4天的不对，应该是1个星期的哈，6天的课程当中呢，我会先给大家做一个我们就是怎么说呢，就是符合我们亚洲人口味的一个蛋糕，它的最基本的组成部分就是一个戚风蛋糕。还有一个就是比较容易上手的杯子蛋糕 cupcake。接下来还会给大家做这个 mousse cake 的一个课程。那 mousse cake 像我们有芒果慕斯、提拉米苏也算是 mousse cake 当中的一种。我们还会花1天的时间来做一个曲奇饼干，还有做各种的姜饼屋。如果还有时间的话呢，我想教大家一些中式的烘焙，比如说雪媚娘啦，还有月饼，还有酥皮以及蛋挞。然后最后2天的话呢，就是我们的蛋糕装饰的一个课程，比如说我们的方糖蛋糕，还有就是鲜奶油的蛋糕的装饰。现在图片上面的这3种呢，分别是，第3张图片是一个慕斯，第2个图片呢是单纯的用到了一些饼干和水果，那第1张图片呢就是用到了其他的蛋糕装饰的配件。到时候呢，我会带这些基本的工具到课堂，然后来教大家怎么来做一个色彩的搭配和一个最简单的蛋糕装饰。谢谢回应。
Okay, great.
对，就是到时候课程的话呢，会采用中文和英文的，就是混合的一个语言教学模式。
Okay, great. So Hans and Joey already introduced themselves, and Zoe is not here. They will be the counselors for this baking class. So for our camp, for students to take all of this exciting class is one part of the camp, and another important part is for the student to have fun together. So we planned many activities for the student to do as a counselor group all together. We have sports, and we have ice cream social, and we have a board game team building event. And I think last year the most fun favorite sports is the sand volleyball. And also in the morning, there will be morning run. Felix, you want to say something about the morning run?
All right. So last year every morning breakfast started at about like 7:30. So we basically got up at 7 and ran about so at least half a mile. It depends on how people were feeling. Might have done 2 laps around like the St. Olaf campus. Last year the weather was really nice, and getting in some fresh air in the morning was actually pretty awesome. It's completely optional, but you know, it's not a bad way to start someone's day. We'll see depending on the weather, because a lot of the outdoor activities are weather permitting. Like last year, the day that we were planning on doing a race, it was like 90 something, and like we were worried that people would die of heat stroke. So you know, so we pretty much just stayed inside and did indoor things that day. But you know, the weather is really beautiful in the morning. It's nice and cool outside, so definitely running is good.
Great.
All right, I'll keep doing this. So these are some memories of last year's run, and as you can see, I chose these 2 pictures, and just keep in mind the background, like it's really beautiful outside. Here is the map of the campus, and basically we're going to just be running. We're just going to be basically running around this campus. It's not too big, so you don't have to worry about getting lost, and pretty much you'll always be with another person or with one of us at all times. So everyone's going to be safe and accounted for.
Okay, so for travel to the camp, the St. Olaf College is south of the Twin City, and then to come to the camp, you fly to MSP airport, and then if you arrive at the time listed on the screen, we will have shuttle bus to pick you up from the airport, and also to bring you back to the airport on the closing after the closing day. And if you cannot arrive or departure at those time, you will have to figure out a way to transport yourself from the airport to the college. And as Felix said, the summer in Minnesota is really nice. Most days it's really really cool, and then really beautiful day. And the St. Olaf College is a very beautiful campus, and the cafeteria actually the cafeteria service is one of the top one in liberal arts college. So students really enjoy the food there as well. And you can see that's the standard college classroom setting, and then we'll use the swimming pool twice. And last year was so we had our in-person camp in 2019, and then for 2020 and 21, we had to do them online due to the pandemic. And last year was the first time finally we are back in person, and everyone really had a lot of fun. And I think the students had very strong bonding after the 2-week residential camp together. And I think Felix, you have more slides. You have something more you want to say?
Oh yeah, I might have not ordered this that well. But yeah, so either way, these are just like a few pictures of that I chose of last year's activities. There's nothing really too much to say here. I think you might be on annotation.
Okay, I guess there Felix put more pictures of last year. We did swimming, and then the sand volleyball is everyone's favorite. And also everyone learned how to play tractor, and then that became a theme even for our yearbook. And people play tractor everywhere. And even after the camp, whenever we see each other, they play tractor together. And in the dorm, there are pianos, and for people you need to practice your piano, you have a place to do the piano. And there's also tennis court, and you can go with a counselor together. Yeah, and the current COVID policy is right now they don't have a policy, but in case if the whole world become pandemic again, we'll follow their policy. But right now they don't have any recommendation regarding either the vaccine or COVID negative proof. Right now they don't need anything. We'll keep you closely updated if anything change. So I think we are 10 minutes over time, and as a summary, we hope you can really come to enjoy this 2 week in the beautiful Minnesota summer with us. And there are so many exciting classes for you to choose from. And there all the faculty is very passionate, and all the counselors, they are really good role model for your students. And the early bird discounts is to April 30th, and then after that the price will increase. And for the student taking the math class, there will be a assessment test will be sent out in June, and then because we only have 2 levels, you can use the assessment test to see whether the level fits your student's level. And we'll also use like Discord to get connected, and we'll collect information for the yearbook and the travel information. That's basically all what we want to say today. If you have any question, you can either put them in the chat, or like you can open your mic if you have any question regarding the camp, the curriculum. You can just speak up. Oh, I saw there's a question say whether for Canadian student. For sure, anyone can register. I think we'll have some Chinese student come from mainland China this year as well. There's a question to say whether it's possible to choose one of the weeks. Sorry, we cannot. Also, we don't provide the option for only taking the class, not staying with us in the dorm. So if you decide to register, you need to come 2 weeks and then stay with us as the residential camp.